Good morning, I'm Molly Figgs, and I'm going to tell you guys why you should travel. Have you ever had that perfect travel experience? Well, luckily I did. Last spring break, I toured 5 countries in 9 days, and it opened me up to different cultures, different traditions, different things that people do all around the world. Why travel? Travel is a relaxing thing to do. You learn about different cultures, you become more open-minded, and you can create your own adventure and you can change the world. First, relaxation. We live in stressful times, especially in college, and then going into the working world, we will usually, majority of our time, be stressed. Relaxation and vacations are given as perks. For working, you get travel time off, or you can even win vacations and contests. It's also relaxing because it's a family outing. You can grow closer to your family and have different experiences and memories you can share with them. Susan Crompton, in her summer 2009 article in Canadian Social Trends, says, "Rest and relaxation is the most sought-after benefit in travel, promoting friendship and family relationships, another important goal of travel as we learn and discover." New cultures. Another reason why you may want to travel is because you can meet new people and learn new customs. Jeannie Germain Moltz, in her August 2010 article in Tourism Geography, says, "Traveling around the world at pace enables travelers to encounter the world through a mobile panoptic," which means all-encompassing, panoptic gaze that both produces and consumes differences. The constant movement of around-the-world travel produces differences by juxtaposing, which means to place side by side, especially in comparing and contrasting. So you compare and contrast an array of places and rhythms with a single trip, while allowing the travelers to collect and consume all those differences. When you're introduced to new cultures and new places, you become more open-minded, which is simply put by Sophie Rudolph in her 2007 article, "Meeting the Moral Cost of Recreational Travel." Travel is seen as beneficial to increase our understanding of the world and each other. This guy is mad. I don't actually have a picture of my step-grandpa. His name's Roy. My actual grandpa died when I was 7, and my grandma got remarried to Roy, who had never left the little town of Swanville, Minnesota, and except for about 16 months when he was fighting in World War II. So, needless to say, never leaving Swanville, only to go to training, be overseas for 2 months, and being conditioned to hate other people, he's the most closed-minded person I know. He hasn't been introduced to different customs, and honestly, he's really embarrassing to be out in public with because he'll judge everyone he sees. That could have been prevented and avoided if he had been introduced to different customs and different areas around the world. Lastly, you're able to create your own adventure and even change the world. How many of you guys have heard of the Invisible Children? Okay, so a good group of you guys. Basically, the story is of 3 young men who decided to go to Africa just to see what they could find as a vacation, a film project, basically. But on their website, invisiblechildren.com/ourstory, it says, "In the spring of 2003, 3 young filmmakers traveled to Africa in search of a story. What started out as a filmmaking adventure transformed into much more when these boys from Southern California discovered a tragedy that disgusted and inspired them. A tragedy where children were both the weapons and the victims." The article goes on to say, and you can read the rest of it on the website, about how they had found these children that were being, that had to travel back and forth to safe places because they were being taken from their villages and used in fighting in wars. So nobody would have realized the plight of the invisible children if nobody stepped out of their comfort zone and took the risk to change the world. So the question is, why travel? Like we went over, relaxation, you get to be more close to your family, less stress. You learn about different cultures, you're more open-minded, and you create your own adventure and end up maybe even changing the world. So I urge you all to take the leap, push your own boundaries, and travel, either as a relaxing vacation or you feel the call to change the world, because you never know what you're able to accomplish.